It all started in 1991 when I met Mary. She got pregnant, and while she was home with that, we figured she was out of work, pregnant, what's a good job for her to do at home? So I bought her some chocolate and some molds, paintbrushes and stuff like that for her to try out, and little by little it became more and more. And before you know it, she would do special occasion stuff for birthdays or weddings. Like, that would be like big orders. And she'd be up nights, weekends. She gave up all her time for making chocolate. She loved doing it. And oh, the patience that she had. She could sit there with a little paintbrush and do these little tiny diagrams in a candy mold. And it had to be perfect. If it wasn't perfect, she scraped it all out and started all over again. She was really good at it. And then she started doing like candy shows, like big sales for Easter or Christmas, St. Patrick's Day at Bell Labs at Home though, which is now closed. But she would be up for days and days and days, hours, many hours making this candy. But come sale day or sale weekend when they had the sales, she made big bucks. And she enjoyed it. She lived for it.
My sister Mary was very determined about her candy business, and she was going to please the world, and she did pretty much. She was very good at what she did. She would ride for miles and miles to get that mold for the kids' party or whatever to make that perfect candy, and she did. She would just do a great job. Mary made the best cakes ever. She made my son this beautiful communion cake, and it was the best. It was delicious. It was wonderful. People always asked Mary, and Mary was just happy and delighted to do it. If she had to stay up till 4 in the morning, 6 in the morning, she would do whatever she had to do, and she loved doing it. She was wonderful. She had a whole room upstairs filled with molds and pans and everything.
When Mary would get a big order, and after all the chocolate was made, she would set up. We would have an assembly line with Shannon, Sheila, myself, Mary, of who was bagging the chocolates, who was tying the ribbon on, who was curling the ribbons, then counting them as they went into a box, then counting them as they were coming back out of the box, all double check and triple check to make sure we had enough for whosever order it was. And only then did she breathe a sigh of relief that that particular order was done. But then like for Easter, when she was doing the big candy sales at Bell Labs, we would have boxes and boxes of chocolates all over the house. And 99% of the product sold. And she made, like I said before, she made good money. But Shannon and Sheila would wait for Mary to come home, and after all the sales were done, and see what kind of extra stuff Mom had left over so they could eat it too.
So this one time, my mom was working on this carousel thing, and it was like she had to give it to them the day of. So she walks into the kitchen for a second, and the carousel is in the dining room, and Shannon just comes in and she eats some of it and runs away. And my mom comes back in, she's thinking that there's a mouse ate it or something.
I remember one day we were all sitting in the dining room. We were all hanging out, and we were making the candies and the cakes and everything for this big party. And we're all sitting there and we're wrapping up the candies, and but Shani comes out and turns around and calls my sister a bitch. And everyone was just shocked, and we didn't know if we should laugh or cry or what, and we just put our heads down because we didn't know how Mary was going to handle that one. And all of a sudden, Mary looks up, cracks up, so all of us just like cracking up laughing because it was hilarious, this little tiny thing.
She made her own frosting, made her own cake, bought cake molds for, if you wanted it, she'd go buy it and make it for you. And sit there, dot and dot and dot. Instead of just all these people that just smooth the frosting on there or whatever they want to do. And all the color that she put into the cakes was awesome.
She was just determined to make her candy business the best on the planet, and she did that. She was wonderful with it, and she just loved to please people. She was very, very sweet and wonderful with that. And I miss her dearly.